The second Unearthed Arcana for One D&D has just been released, and it has a ton of changes. Not only are several of the classes going to be revealed in new forms, but a few of the mechanics that were introduced in the first Unearthed Arcana are going to be different. Today, we are going to quickly go through the 9 most important rules changes that have been made. And then, in our next video, we'll explore the 3 classes that were released: the Bard, the Ranger, and the Rogue. Now, these rule changes aren't final, but they definitely hit the nail on the head with some of the biggest complaints from the first Unearthed Arcana. Number 1, critical hits. The elephant in the room is, of course, critical hits, which means that they got rid of the player-only critical hits. They're gone, they have been obliterated. There was such outcry that Wizards just couldn't keep that way. So, in a rare glimmer of hope for us dungeon masters, it seems like they heard our cries of pain and listened to us. Critical hits have now gone back to the form they took in 5th edition. Monsters can once again score a critical hit, and sneak attack is now able to be doubled once again. Now, of course, they're probably gonna take another go at these and give us a new way of doing critical hits in the future, but I've got to say, if it ain't broke, stop trying to fix it. Number 2, inspiration. When you gain inspiration has been changed as well. When I first read the Unearthed Arcana from the first One D&D release, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be better if inspiration were granted on a natural 1? I mean, after all, failure breeds success, right? It also makes people feel better when they roll a nat 1 and they suck. Oh, I get an inspiration point. It's kind of like, a reward for sucking. But it makes you feel good. Anyway, Wizards listened. In this Unearthed Arcana, if a character rolls a natural 1 on a d20 test, they gain a point of inspiration. Number 3, natural 1s and natural 20s. Rolling a natural 1 and natural 20 has been changed yet again. And once again, it is back to the 2014 version of natural 1s and 20s. I mean, it's like, let's change it. No, change it back. Okay, so what does that mean? A natural 1 or 20 on ability check or saving throw is not an automatic failure or success. And I mean, this sort of feels like a mixed bag, because especially once saving throws start becoming impossible to succeed on, or impossible to fail on at higher levels usually, the game does seem to fall apart. So they were trying to fix it, and then they're like, no, let's go back. Wait, do you smell bacon? I'll be right back.
I tricked him with the tried and true bacon ploy, but I already ate the bacon. Anyway, I'm here interrupting your fine video to deliver a sleazy plug for Lair magazine. If you're a new dungeon master like me, and you aren't sure where to start when it comes to creating D&D 5th edition adventures, traps, puzzles, digital maps, and all that other really hard stuff the DM need to do, you should really get Lair magazine. I mean, the wonderful people who make Lair magazine have already done all of that hard work for us, and then we can just drag and drop them into our games. You can run amazing games just like Matt Mulligan from Critical Role, and your players will never even know that you're cheating. Become a DM Lair patron at the link below and get Lair magazine now!
Hey, get out of my chair! Number 4, the light weapon property. This is one big boon for anyone who wants to dual wield their weapons. If you have 2 weapons with the light property, you can now make your offhand attack as part of the same attack action. Yep. Get ready for fighters making even more attacks and everyone trying to dual wield, because why wouldn't you want to do this now? This is limited to once per turn, but it no longer takes up a bonus action to make the attack. Can anyone here smell broken bacon burning? Bacon is delicious, but when it's burning... Now, my money is on public outcry over this de facto nerf to two-handed weapons, and then they'll be switching it right back to how it was before. That seems to be a pattern so far. Number 5, equipping weapons. Equipping weapons is now considered to be part of the attack action. If you open a door, you don't need to expend a bonus action or a full action to also draw your sword. Now, many tables already played it this way, so this is just a change to bring the game in alignment with how people actually play the game. Number 6, the hide action. The hide action now has a static DC associated with it. If you attempt to hide while you are heavily obscured and out of the enemy's line of sight, all you need to do is succeed on a DC 15 dexterity stealth check to gain the hidden condition. In my opinion, this is yet another attempt at fixing something in an ineffective way. So in a future video, my team and I will be sharing a more effective fix for you to use in your games, and hopefully for wizards to use in 1D&D. Number 7, influencing a creature. Attempting to influence a creature by talking to it is now a full action. No longer can a character attempt to get a creature to surrender, have the creature laugh in their face, and then make an attack all on the same turn. Instead, attacking and influence are mutually exclusive on a given turn. We'll be fixing this one for you too, don't worry, because I am fully convinced that I can talk while stabbing someone with a sword both at the same time. Or two light weapons, actually, because now everyone should really be dual wielding, right? Number 8, searching. Likewise, searching is now an action as well. Technically, it always has been an action, but not too many groups ran it that way. However, what has been done is codifying more clearly what things can be detected by using an action with certain skills. For example, discerning a creature's state of mind requires an action to make an insight check, and finding a concealed creature requires an action to make a perception check. Number 9, jumping. Jumping is now an action. It is no longer a form of movement that you can use to escape from spike growth or clear a gap. Now you have to use your action to jump any distance more than 5 feet. At first glance, this seems rather illogical because it rather is. But at the same time, I can speak from experience that when a barbarian just Hulk jumps over all difficult terrain, that's not cool either. Surely though, there is a middle ground that makes actual sense. I'm gonna throw out my prediction right here too, that at some point, Wizards is gonna introduce the idea of 3 actions per turn, similar to Pathfinder 2nd edition. Just gonna put that out there right now because I think a lot of these rules that they're putting out there that don't quite work with the idea of 1 action, 1 movement, and 1 bonus action, and then a free interaction with the environment per turn. A lot of the rules that don't really work with that would work really well with 3 actions per turn. Now, if you want to learn more about 1D&D rules changes and all of the things it's breaking, check out either of these 2 videos right here. Or if you'd like to reduce your prep time as a dungeon master with Lair magazine, you can become a DM Lair patron at the link below.